harsh truth about Caitlin Clark?
Caitlin Clark has only been in the WNBA for one season, and she is already the face of the league, drawing in more fans, viewers, money than ever before. But it hasn't come without harsh criticism, some of it targeted at the disproportionate admiration and attention being given to just one player, and some of this criticism claiming she simply isn't nearly as dominant as we are led to believe. A product of the sports media machine pushing...
I see where he got that from. Gilbert Arenas and Cheryl Swoops talking about Caitlin Clark was not dominant this season. Like, what are you talking about? This girl was putting up numbers, breaking records. The criticism is crazy.
Nearly as dominant as we are led to believe. A product of the sports media machine pushing their golden child. Is Caitlin Clark really as good as advertised? Or have her talents been overblown for the sake of the WNBA and the future of women's basketball? That shattered every NCAA women's record, exceeded the viewership of any men's tournament game over the last half decade, and even surpassed every single NBA Finals game since 2018. The game was a groundbreaking spectacle, with people who had never even tuned into a single basketball game in their life turning on the TVs to see who would be crowned champions.
Nah, like that was unheard of, bro. Like even I was tuned in on ESPN, wherever it was broadcasted on.
In their life, turning on the TVs to see who would be crowned champions. The majority of this flocking attributed to one player, Caitlin Clark. Her unbelievable range and record-breaking performances proving to be must-watch TV. The true testament of her greatness and impact, all of the doubt and borderline detest that quickly followed her ascent. Some fans and players, both past and present, questioning if her talents would translate to the next level and if the horde of fans she inspired would follow. They did. Her WNBA...
So right now the WNBA, since she's been eliminated from the playoffs, they're having trouble keeping up with those views because nobody has game like her. Not in terms of she's better than everybody, but in terms of that style of play, that wow factor. Somebody just pulling up from deep, like Steph Curry range type of thing, right? Everybody's just fundamentally boring, you know, like they play the game the right way. She's pulling out from back nowhere, you know, so that's hella entertaining. Why do you think Steph Curry is so popular and why he changed the game of basketball, you know? Because that's like, it's like watching Magic basically, like just like, bro, how the hell they doing this shit? So it's entertaining, you know? So WNBA right now, everybody's so generic and like, ain't no wow factor watching it, you know? AJ Wilson, shit is tough. She's hella is a good player. But her game is not really entertaining to watch, you know? Angel Reese, yeah, shorty just rebounding her own misses. Like, it's not entertaining to watch. But Caitlin Clark, boy, she pulling out half court like you, like, whoa, how the hell she made that? That wow factor.
Players, both past and present, questioning if her talents would translate to the next level and if the horde of fans she inspired would follow.
And they did.
Her WNBA debut attracted the most viewers of any WNBA game in the history of ESPN. Indiana's home game attendance jumped from an average of 4,000 fans last season to an average of over 17,000 fans this season, a more than 400% increase in just a single year. Transactions in the Fever's team store jumped over 700%, and WNBA viewership has skyrocketed to levels that even Clark's biggest advocates could not foresee. Game 4 of
They went from 4,000 people watching to filling up arenas with 17K regularly.
That even Clark's biggest advocates could not foresee. Game 4 of last year's WNBA Finals drew in more viewers than any WNBA game over the last 2 decades, with 728,000 fans tuning in for the game, living up to the hype as one of the most anticipated games in the history of the league. This season, there were 22 regular season games that eclipsed that mark, 21 of them drawing in over 1 million viewers. Even crazier, 18 of those 22 games,
and all those games are Caitlin Clark, the Fever, like literally,
featured Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. But the most revealing evidence of the now dubbed Caitlin Clark effect is the fact that WNBA viewership has nearly caught up with NBA viewership in 2024. On ESPN, NBA games averaged 1.56 million viewers this past season. WNBA games averaged 1.2 million viewers.
Damn.
A number that was inconceivable.
Guess what? everybody been asking to get their pay increase, these contracts, their ass. We need to get paid more like the NBA. Keep pulling up these views. TV networks are going to start making new contracts, new money coming in, and new contracts coming in. But guess what? This number, this 1.2, is because of one player. We need more Caitlin Clarks in the league. Juju Watkins is going to be one of them. She is tough. Fly J, she's more into rapping and shit, so I don't know about her. But, there's more girls coming in. They need more star quality, star players like presence. Even like, Angel Reese. If a game was kind of like, smooth and shit, not just rebounding her own freaking misses, she'll be one of them because she got the presence. She got the social media, aspects of things
just a couple years ago. But Caitlin Clark's soaring popularity has been a point of contention for many fans of the WNBA, frustrated that in a league that is bursting with talent right now, it's all just being overlooked for the poster child of women's basketball. Do Caitlin's abilities actually warrant the hype? In just her rookie season, Caitlin broke over a dozen league and franchise records, including the WNBA's single-season assist record. She set the record for the most assists in a single game. She received the most all-star votes of any player in WNBA history, set a new league record for double-doubles by a guard in a single season, scored the most points of any rookie in league history.
And they're talking about she didn't dominate Gilbert Arenas, bro. What the hell was you talking about, gang? Look at all those records, bro. Like, literally, come on, bro. Look at all the records she broke, talking about she wasn't dominant and her game didn't translate from college. What are you talking about?
And became the first rookie in WNBA history to put up a triple-double. Just this past week, it was announced that Caitlin made first-team All-WNBA, which makes her the first rookie to make first-team All-League since Candace Parker did it 16 years ago. Turns out those awe-inspiring performances from her days in college did, in fact, translate to the pros. Because even against the best defense in the world, she is pretty much an offensive cheat code. Throughout her rookie season, with points and assists,
Clark, you're pausing, but man, I swear people was like, bro, she not finna be doing that in the WNBA. Shit, they finna lock that shit up. They finna Yeah, you'll try to lock it up and you're poking her eye and pushing her playing hella aggressive and shit, but still she was still dropping you off. I sound like I'm glazing her and shit, but damn, it's the truth,
generated 45.2% of all points produced by the Indiana Fever. For perspective, she has a larger offensive load than every single player in the NBA last season outside of Luka Doncic. And she's a rookie.
Hold on now. Let's not do that now, but let's keep it WNBA, but let's not start comparing it to my niggas like Giannis and them. Hey, let's keep it WNBA, buddy. Come on.
But to really understand Caitlin's unparalleled offensive prowess, here are the 200 most productive offensive seasons in WNBA history on a scale of points generated per game. And among these seasons, you'll find the greatest players in the league's history. Tamika Catchings, Cheryl Swoops, Candace Parker, and Angel McCoughtry have tons of seasons littered throughout this chart. Climb towards the top and you'll find seasons from Asia Wilson and Cynthia Cooper. But with 4 of the top 10 most productive offensive seasons in WNBA history is Diana Taurasi, her 2006 campaign being the best of them all, producing 33.9 points per game. And then there's Caitlin Clark, who is already the most potent offensive player in the history of the...
As a freaking rookie, bro. Bro, I swear I'm gonna hop off her shit, but bro, come on, man. The reason why I'm siding with her so much because I hear a lot of the reporters trying to bash or criticize that game, trying to downplay it. Bro, I get it. Yo hate on greatness, the same way you did with LeBron James. Yo hate to see these great players, Then you're gonna stop bandwagoning later on. But she has to go through this hate right now. But promise you, they're gonna realize shit's really the real deal. Cause look at the numbers. She's a rookie already. Look at that gap.
WNBA in her rookie season. Women's hoops has never seen a player like this. And as absurd as her numbers are, how she puts up these numbers is just as incredible. Here are the players who attempt the longest three-pointers on average in the NBA last season, with Trae Young leading the league with the deepest three-point attempts with an average distance of 27.94 feet, and Damian Lillard and Stephen Curry just a shade closer. Despite it still being worth the same amount of points, the longest shooters in the NBA are stepping 4 feet outside the three-point line on their attempts. But even amongst the deepest shooters in the world, Caitlin Clark is on her own island, because throughout the 2024 regular season, her average three-point distance was 28.1 feet, which is not only further than any player in the NBA and in the WNBA, it is a whopping 6 feet out from the WNBA three-point line.
Damn. Hey, yo, Washington Wizards, y'all might as well trade Jordan Poole for Caitlin Clark, bro. I'm telling y'all. Literally. Shit. And Eric Gordon. Y'all can really change that shit. You know, this too. Tyrese, you know, he's a playmaker, so yo, he good. But Jordan Poole, all the bad is not going to your games no more, buddy. So I don't know.
Caitlin Clark been worth all the attention and hype that has engulfed her over the last 2 years? Yeah, I'd say so. She didn't just have a successful rookie season. She had one of the best rookie seasons in recent basketball history. And this isn't just to her benefit, but the benefit of the entire WNBA. Because the seismic boost in the WNBA's popularity this season is not limited to those turning on the games to see what she'll do next. It can also be found in the fans actually showing up to the games. Looking at a chart of the average attendance of WNBA games since the inception of the league in 1997 will tell you a story of a league that has seen their fair share of good days and bad ones. In 1997, there were only 8 WNBA teams, all with really healthy attendance numbers due to the excitement of a new women's league. The league quickly expanded to 16 teams with a handful of teams emerging as fan favorites, like the Washington Mystics, the Phoenix Mercury, and the LA Sparks. But with a massive league expansion came a nearly equal retraction. Many teams folding along the way, such as the Soul, Fire, Miracle, and Sting. But it wasn't until COVID where the league's once steady fan base was wiped out. In 2020, there were no fans in attendance due to COVID protocols, and when play resumed in 2021, attendance was at an all-time low. A number that has been quickly rising in the few years since the pandemic, but has specifically seen an explosion this season, where for the first time, league attendance was higher than the WNBA's inaugural season. The Indiana Fever seeing the highest attendance numbers in league history, nearly selling out every single home game. In a league where attracting the casual fan has been a seemingly insurmountable task, Caitlin Clark has defied the odds by not only drawing in new fans for her and her team, but rising the tides for
literally, she's the Taylor Swift of the WNBA, bro. I'm telling you, the Swifties are gonna show up. The Clarkies, like they're gonna pull up, bro. Like, she's the Taylor Swift of this league, but the savior, like for real.
Relative to their sport, because her popularity hasn't just affected her, it has had a cascading effect on players across the entire WNBA. Clark has essentially become the gateway to NBA fandom for many people. They come to witness the phenomenon that she is and end up staying once they see just how awesome the league and its players are. Players around the league are signing groundbreaking endorsement deals. Teams now have their own planes and new facilities.
And this is the same players that be hating on her. Like, bro, y'all should be thankful that she's giving y'all the spotlight. Kennedy Carter, I know her name because the situation that happened with Caitlin Clark. And Shorty Raw, I be watching this shit, you know? Dejanay Carrington, I watch her now ever since the eye poke, because Shorty bad. But, like, you know, I be watching, like, bro, like, you know, she put in the spotlight for people like me that's not really, you know, be watching, you know, that are not hardcore WNBA fans, you know. So she put in the spotlight, realizing, damn, they're really some cold basketball players now, you know. And I feel like Shorty Juju Watkins, you know, yeah, I'm gonna be watching her too, because she tough.
Many WNBA players have become household names, some of the most recognizable figures in sports today. There is real, genuine discourse about the games and the players right now that exists beyond the diehard fans. Conversations about the WNBA are now no longer about the legitimacy of the league itself, but instead about its players, records being broken, rivalries, the playoffs, title hopes, the draft, and up-and-coming prospects. It's understandable that Caitlin's explosion in popularity has caused a lot of tension. Why is she getting all the attention when there's tons of great players around the league doing great things? The answer to that question? Well, that depends on who you ask. But there's no denying
it's because her game is like Steph Curry is none other. Like, ain't no shorties doing 360 dunks like freaking Zach LaVine and them. You know, there's not that highlight factor. You know, she's the only one that can be on the Sports Center top 10 or based off the range she shoots in, you know. If there was a girl that comes in the league right now, booming, dunking, and she goes on, she'll have the same effect. You know, she's a walking highlight based off her shooting ability, you know. The other girls don't have that ability to be a walking highlight. It's just fundamental game, and they're really good at it, but it's not highlight worthy. It's just regular basketball. That's why she's popular. People love to see wow stuff, like how the hell she make that? Oh, how the hell he do that? How the hell he dunked that? He just posterized this dude. He just, type of thing.